It may be more about them and their own demons. Life is too bloody short to give flying fucks who is proud of you or not. They are who they are. It can be a really hard pill to swallow when those we care about, thought cared about us, show no interest or support. Are we being too demanding, wanting support? Are we being too assuming, thinking they should want to support us? This, I believe, can go either way. If you are someone that jumps from goal to goal or business venture, people can become confused, exhausted even. If people are constantly expected to drop everything to support you or your latest business, then personally, yes, I believe this then can become too much. A surefire way to alienate friends or family is to expect them to keep funding your latest jaunts, buying products they don't want or need. If you have to keep using your friends or family to keep your business afloat, then eventually both will head south. They will begin avoiding you at all costs because they will know it's once again going to hit their hip pocket. No one wants to be lured in or entrapped feeling obligated. I don't think it's too much for them to clap for your wins. But if the only time they hear from you is when you want something, it's probably going to have negative consequences. No matter how much I like someone, if they're trying to sell me something, I'm out of there and I will avoid them from there on. Each to their own, but for me personally, no thanks. Give me a booyah in the comments if you agree. Then of course we have those who may be okay with you doing good so long as you're not about to outdo them. When these people turn their backs on our wins or things that are important to us, it fucking hurts. Especially those you know are watching your every move, just sweating on being there to witness you fall. You naturally feel rejected and bitter, especially when you see they are supporting everyone else but would rather eat their own tongue than support you. On some level, you wonder if it is jealousy, but on another, it instills self-doubt. Probably their sole intention. You start to think if your own won't support you as if anyone else will. Fact is, strangers are more likely to be the ones cheering you on, wanting you to succeed, more so than those in your own circle. Don't get me wrong, some of us are blessed to have our core group, our ride or dies that have our back all the way. Love and appreciate those beauties. These are the true gems, the diamonds in the rough. But odds are there will be more that don't support you than will. Of course, with some, the green-eyed monster comes into it. They cannot bear to see you shine, and most importantly, they cannot stand to see you shine brighter than they. Some will completely turn on you, put you down, slander you in a fit of rage. Try to ruin your character in the hopes others don't see the good in you they know you possess. Others will shun you completely, pretend they simply don't see. We have to understand that people that shy away from our wins are not necessarily bad people. Truth be known, it may be more about them and their own demons than it is about us. Perhaps they themselves wish they had the courage to go after their hopes and goals, but they just don't have the belief in themselves. Perhaps seeing you do triggers their own insecurities about not feeling enough. You doing great things and flourishing may simply highlight to them they are not. They may be battling a war of what ifs in their own mind, and the only way to cope is to turn away. Sometimes our strengths can bring out others' insecurities. Maybe we are expecting more than they can give. But of course, how are we to know this? We are only human, and of course their rejection will feel like a kick in the teeth, especially if we feel like we've always been there for them. It could also be a case of them simply having their head in the clouds and not getting it, as your journey, aspirations and goals are just not something they would ever contemplate doing. For some, ignorance is bliss. So they struggle to understand why you are, what the point is, what the end goal is. Perhaps they have zero comprehension how important it is to you, or more to the point, how important they are to you and how much their support would mean to you. They may not intentionally be trying to hurt or insult you. They may just genuinely not realize. I have been there. I have tasted the bitter frustration of support not being being reciprocated from those I truly thought should. And it caused me a lot of suffering and grief, second guessing myself, second guessing them. But I have finally come to the realization they are who they are. Life is too bloody short to give flying fucks who is proud of you or not. We have to learn to clap for and be proud of ourselves. Some people also won't support you because they are selfish. If it is not about them or their agenda, they don't want to know. Then we have the eye rollers, the naysayers, the opinion givers. Or some are in protective mode and don't mean to belittle our ambitions. They don't want to see us get hurt if the goal seems too vast or unachievable. We must remember, whilst they may be right, it's okay to want to try it anyway. But they could also be judging our capabilities based on their own limitations. Then there are those who try to convince us we can't, tell us we can't because they are petrified we will. These people are not good for us. They are toxic and we should avoid them at all costs. If they laugh at or mock your aspirations, then they do not have your best interests at heart. Truth be known, they are no more than a glorified arsehole masquerading as someone whose opinion actually matters. Newsflash, their opinion actually means jack shit. Don't let them convince you otherwise. Then others could simply be busy living their own lives. It's always best we try to see it from their perspective too, not just our own. I know our automatic reaction is to feel miffed, our confidence to be not. We should put our energy to better use. And of course there could also be the cases, and if this is so, then I'm sure on some level you already know that some will never support you openly because they've talked shit behind your back. They are afraid the person they've put you down to will see it. Begin to question their genuineness and whether they shit talk them also. Moral to the story, with some people the writing will be on the wall. You know in your own heart, if people are toxic and putting you down, then some things just won't add up. But with others, be patient, kind, and unassuming, as you just never know. It would be unfair to pass judgment or write them off until you do, or you yourself will be the one not being a good person. Seek out like-minded people. You are more likely to find a support network and all the encouragement you need. Not everyone is going to like you, not everyone is going to want to see you win. And the good thing is, nor do you need them to. If you are happy with who you are and what you are doing, then you really do not need others' validation or approval. You do not need anyone for you to be successful. That fire and magic must come from within you. You don't need them to understand your vision to accomplish it. You don't need them to walk the journey with you. Much success can come from being on the road less traveled. Sure, some will become successful following others' lead, but some true inspirations and successful people are the ones who chose to turn left when everyone else turned right. You may desire others to approve what you're doing, to tell you you're doing a great job, but be sure to not get that muddled with needing that to do a great job. You don't need it one little bit. The power is yours. Reclaim that power and stop thinking lack of applause deems you powerless. Think how empowering it will feel when you show them all. When you are so successful, they won't be able to turn away. We are all on different journeys. People will come into our lives and leave at different stages of the journey. Many will come to guide us or teach us, but all have their purpose. But ultimately, the one person who will be there throughout this whole journey is yourself. So be good and true to you always. Stand strong in your convictions, your beliefs, and be all you can be. By simply being true to your real self and who you are meant to be, the right people will be drawn to you. Shine bright in your fabulousness, and those meant to be will be drawn like a moth to a flame. You should never be arrogant enough to demand support, nor ever desperate enough to beg for it. Let it be. All the right people will be magnetized to you once you allow yourself to be all that you are. Sometimes you have to walk away from the wrong people in order to create a pathway for the right people. Your people are there. You just have to be completely you so they find you. Let me know in the comments if this video resonates with you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss my next one. Haters gonna hate. I'd also really appreciate a like on this one. And while you're here, check out my other videos. Thank you for watching. Until next time, love, peace, and light to you.